Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Political Talks JB. I am your host, Julian Boykin. And tonight we're going to be discussing week 4 of our 6-week session called Civics 101. So tonight we're going to talk about school board and duties, responsibilities, and things of that nature. So school boards, they shape the classroom experience, the budget, and the future of our children. Yet many voters skip these races. So tonight, I want to explain what school boards do, who serves on them, and how you can make your voice heard. Let's start off. What's a school board? Local elected body that sets policies for the public school district. Board hires and evaluates the superintendent, and they approve district-wide policies and budget. Core responsibilities for our school board members, can vary, but mainly it's policy and curriculum oversight. You have budget and finance. You also have personnel, and you have facilities and operations. So from that, when we talk about policy and curriculum oversight, we're talking about they adopt policies and approve curriculum frameworks. From our budget and finance department, you have school board members. They approve the district budget as well as setting spending priorities. From personnel, hires, fires, superintendents, and they also set compensation frameworks for the superintendents. Facilities and operations, that's decisions on school construction, maintenance, transportation, and things of that nature. So think of the school board as somewhat as the district's policy and budget steering committee per se. So let's talk about who serves on the school board and how they're chosen. Many members are usually elected. Some races are partisan, some are nonpartisan, just depending on the state you live in and your local rules. So just check with your state and local rules to see if those school board elections are partisan, nonpartisan. Your terms vary by district. Some districts have what's called like a at-large seat, and others use, geographic zones, things of that nature. So check your ballot. School board races are local but powerful and impactful. How school board affects this, how the decisions that school board members make, how it affects families. We're talking school calendar and start times. We're talking safety protocols and discipline policies. We're talking special education and school services. So, your board choices show up in your child's day-to-day school experience. So when we talk about budget basics, revenue sources, local property taxes, state education funds, federal grants, board role. The board sets priorities, approves budgets, and many request local tax measures or levies. So when the money goes in the school board decision, that's why these races really matter. So when you're talking about property taxes, things of that nature, it's very important on who you elect as your next school board member. Public engagement, how to influence the board. You can influence by attending the meetings, review the agendas and minutes, public comments. Make sure you speak at the meetings, submit written comments, show up to these meetings that they have. Some school boards have it to where you can attend the meetings in person, and some have it if you can't make it in person, you can attend it by watching online. Contact your school board members. Email, call to share concerns, ask questions, serve on the advisory committees, or just volunteer in your schools. So boards respond to inform. So persistent community voices can shape your community, but you have to be persistent and just stay engaged. You don't have to hound the school board members, but by staying engaged and staying abreast on what's going on, what's on the agenda, what are some of the things you need to be aware of, can make a world of a difference in your community, as well as for your child's education. Accountability and transparency. Open meeting laws, publish agendas, audits, public records, they provide oversight. So elections and recall mechanisms, they vary by state and district. So a quick tip for the voters, review candidate statements and past board votes, especially for those incumbents. See how they vote. Do they vote in a way that kind of aligns with your core values? Does it align with the direction that you want to see for your child's education? Ask candidates about their priorities, their safety, special education, teacher pay, facility, and things of that nature. And the most important one is vote in your local elections. A lot of times people get elected or reelected just due to low voter turnout. When the voting numbers are low, that increases the chance of somebody getting reelected that the public may not like. But at the same time, the public cannot be upset at the candidate for running when the public didn't show up and do its job, which is voting. In closing, school boards shape our children's future. So learn who's running as a school board member, attend those meetings, and most importantly, vote. As we become more informed voters, we can create stronger schools and better futures for our children. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to hit me up, 256-701-0464, or you can search me online at julianboykin.com. That's Julian, B as in boy, Oykin. Thank you for your time and your patience and checking out this video. I will be posting, I believe, 1 or 2 more videos that will conclude the civics one-on-one sessions that I've been doing. And the purpose and the intent behind these sessions are just to promote voter education. I truly believe that right now in America, people vote based on the what, based on the who and not the what. The what being, what are the duties and responsibilities of the positions as it relates for local elections. What I mean by local elections, I'm talking about governor, lieutenant governor, county commissioner, mayor, sheriff, school board, member, things of that nature. Once you understand the what, being what are the duties and responsibilities, now when you hear a candidate giving the elevator speech, you can tell based on the speech if it correlates with the duties and responsibilities. If it does not, 9 times out of 10, that elevator speech that the candidate is giving does not correlate with your core values, which will in turn, make you a better informed voter, which means that now you know what to look for. You can look at each candidate and have a better evaluation for each candidate based on the basic knowledge and the basic foundational principles, just simple, what are the duties and responsibilities of this position that you're running for. Once we learn that, now the onus becomes on the voters and the accountability is on us. And once we better educate ourselves, we become better informed voters. Thank you for your time. God bless and have a great night.